Hey guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to do my first tag, and it's going to be the mid-year book freakout for 2020. And I know we're already well into July, but you know what? Better late than dead. Also, if you would like to check out my Goodreads and you want us to follow each other, I will have that link below. Also have my Instagram link below, and if there's anything else you want to know, leave me a comment. I would love to answer. All right, let's get in. Question number 1. How many books have you read this year? Now, this is a record, an all-time record. I've read 64 books so far this year, and I'm halfway through 2 other books right now. That's astronomical. I've never read that many books in an entire year in my life. And I would just like to give a shout out to COVID, to quarantine, for giving me the boredom to find the willpower to read so much, because... Question number 2, what have you been reading? Mainly mysteries. It started out as YA contemporary, and then I full on Team Rocket blasted off into mystery, like full speed ahead. I was just banging out every single mystery I could get my hands on. Question number 3, best book you've read so far? Hear me out. The Stranger Beside Me. Ted Bundy, The Inside Story by Anne Rule. Hear me out. Greatest story ever told. Hear me out again. Hear me out closer. Greatest story ever told. Ever. Ever. It's everything. It is the most intriguing, compelling, unsettling, amazing book I have ever read. So good. I listened to it on audio and it was like 18 hours long and it was worth every single second. I accidentally was buddy reading it with my grandma, actually, because I didn't realize the book she was talking about and the book I was talking about was the same book, because I kept thinking she was saying Anne Rice. And when I realized she's saying Anne Rule, I was like, Mama, are we reading the same book right now? Fantastic. I gifted this book to my best friend, and she loved it. And I believe that she also gifted it to her mom, who also read it. And then we were all talking about it. It's so fantastic. It is, Anne Rule was a very close friend of Ted Bundy, and she was a crime reporter that was writing about the Ted Bundy murders, not realizing that it was her friend, Ted Bundy, and him knowing the whole time, of course, you know, that she's writing about it and getting a thrill out of that. And she believed him, at least semi, for so long in his court case, everything. It's so phenomenal. If you love true crime, it is the pinnacle of true crime. It is such an inside story. It's so good. Read it. Read it. Question number 4, best sequel. That's absolutely going to have to go to V.E. Schwab's A Conjuring of Light. I read the entire Darker Shades of Magic series this year. But this book was so phenomenal. It was such a good ending to the series. I really adored it. I think I read it in 2 days. I was blowing through this book every chance I could get to read this. I loved it. I love this world. I love Victoria Schwab. Fantastic. Number 5 is new release you have not read yet, but can't wait to read. That's definitely going to be Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. Now, I did read Final Girls and Lock Every Door in the first half of 2020, but I did not like Final Girls at all. It was a 2 out of 5. But then Lock Every Door, 5 out of 5, phenomenal, so good. And I've heard that Home Before Dark is a haunting, and I think that that dark kind of gothic, creepy, haunting that was in Lock Every Door is really Riley Sager's sweet spot, so I think I'm gonna love it. Number 6, most anticipated release of 2020. I'm sure every single booktuber has said this, but it's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. This is not a book that I would pick up normally. It's definitely a movie I would read, but it's not a book I would normally pick up. But of course I'm going to buy it. It's Victoria Schwab. Wait, where's... What? The hell? Okay, this is really hard. I did not like this book at all. I didn't like it. 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 Number 7 is The Biggest Disappointment. Now, I want to say that it was A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara, but to be honest, I think the biggest disappointment to me was Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. I love Vicious. Vicious is one of my favorite books of all time. I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the characters. I hated Marcella. I thought she was a trope of a character. I thought June was okay. Like, I liked June and I like Serena. I think Sydney's okay. I love Victor and I love Eli, and they're just not even in the book. Eli comes in. I just bent my book. But you know what? I was going to get rid of it anyway, but I can't because a 3rd book is coming out and I need to know if I want to complete the set. Okay? I'm not even shitting you. Eli comes in like over here. Or Eli and Victor see each other again this far in. I was like, did I really read like 370 pages before they see each other? I'm bitter. Number 8 is Biggest Surprise, and that is hands down Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. I had no idea what that book was about going in, and boy, howdy, let me tell you about a plot twist to end plot twists. Do not know what that book is about going in. Do not listen to anybody talk about it. Just go and read it. Go and read it. I know there's a big controversial topic about the ending. People either loved it or they hated it. I loved how confusing it was and how insane it was. I believe I gave the book 4.5 out of 5 stars because I thought, I don't even know what to think. I don't even know if I can say if I liked it or not because it was so insane. It's good. Read it. So number 9 is New Favorite Author, but I haven't really repeated any authors this year. I have hopes that Lisa Jewell and Ruth Ware and Riley Sager are going to be favorite authors. I haven't got enough into them to know, but that's the hope for 2020. Number 10 is Underrated Gems You've Recently Discovered. Bunny by Mona Awad. Phenomenal. It's so weird. It is so weird. It is twisted. I read a review on Goodreads that said this is Mean Girls if it was written by Stephen King on acid, and there has never been a better description. Underrated. More people need to talk about this book. More people need to read this so that I can gush about it to them and that I can ask them, what do you think happened? What? Number 11 is rereads that I did this year. And I do not reread books, so it is actually phenomenal to me that I have 5 this year. One of them I don't have on me because I'm lending it to a friend, but it's Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Just as phenomenal the second time around, 5 out of 5 stars, loved it. I believe this is actually my 3rd time rereading this book, shockingly. Secondly is going to be Radio Silence, which I read, in fact, for the first time in 2020. I listened to the audio, which I highly recommend. I mean, obviously the book is fantastic, but the audio is so good. The narrator, the way that she narrates Aled is so spot on. It's just picturesque. It's so good. But then I bought the physical copy and read it the next day. So good. Another one, I reread Gone Girl, and this threw me full blast back into mystery and thriller. We love Gillian Flynn in this house. We love her. I buddy read this with my best friend, and she fell in love with it. Then we watched the movie. So good. Also, I reread Gillian Flynn's Sharp Objects, which is one of my favorite books of all time. This is so tiny. You can read this no problem. It is, oh God, it's just Southern Gothic horror. It's so, I don't want to say anything about it. Also, the HBO series, amazing. And then the other one that I reread was Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. I have not rewatched the movie recently. I should do that because I really love that movie. I reread this. This is a weirdo. This book is strange. It is something, but it's one of my favorite books. It's good. It's makes you think, mostly in ways that you don't want to. Number 12 is Newest Fictional Crush, and that's going to be Holland from the Darker Shades of Magic series. I remember reading The Darker Shade of Magic and saying, am I supposed to dislike this guy? Am I the outlier? I love him. We're going to follow that with question number 13, which is newest favorite fictional character. That's going to be Eled from Radio Silence. What can I even say about Eled? You just fall in love with him, like this sweet baby boy. You just fall in love with him. He's so sweet. He's so emotional. He just needs you. He needs somebody. And I feel like he taught me so much in this book. Like, I learned so much from Eled. I learned like how just all these ways that you can love yourself, that you can think you're not worth it, that you can overcome things, that you can discover things for yourself, that you can leave people that are hurting you, that you can not do things that are good for you because, you know, maybe you just don't want to, or you're not ready, and that's okay. And oh God, he's transcendent. Like, I just loved this sweet little baby Hufflepuff boy. I loved him. 14 is A Book That Made You Cry. Now, this one was very shocking to me. I did not anticipate this at all, but it's Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. I want to preface this by saying I am not saying that this is a phenomenal book or that I'm even going to keep it, but it drug out such an emotional response from me. I can't even really articulate how I reacted to this book. The last 70 pages, I was sobbing through the entirety of the ending. Not a break in it. I was sobbing, sobbing, sobbing. This is a book about a girl named Claudia, and her best friend Monday goes missing when they're very young. And she doesn't live in a great household. She doesn't live in a great neighborhood, where Claudia does live in a nice neighborhood. And Claudia is trying to find her, and nobody's paying attention to her. Nobody cares. They know that they know that Monday doesn't live in a great part of town. And it's basically following Claudia through her experience of trying to get adults to care about where Monday is and their best friendship. And like, it's so heartbreaking. It's so... Also, if you read this book, the ending is horrifying. Like, I'm not even gonna mess around. I'm gonna tell you, I don't care if that's a spoiler. This gets into some fucked up shit in the end. Like, this gets gnarly. Gnarly, okay? It starts out middle grade, and then it goes into young adult, then it goes to new adult, and then it's hard adult fiction in the end. Wild. Anyway, number 15 is going to be A Book That Made You Happy. Without a doubt, Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. The love of my life. Casey McQuiston. Marry me. I'm in love with you. This was so... God, this made my heart full. This made me sing. This made me laugh. I had to put this book down so many times and dance around my apartment. I ate it up. I've never written and annotated in a book this much. Like, I could not stop highlighting and just writing in it. It's so good. It's so good. It's everything. If you have not read this, it is the sweetest love story you're ever going to read in your entire life. It's so good. Worth the hype. 16 is Fave book to film adaptation. Now, I have not watched any adaptations that I had not previously seen in 2019. But that being said, I did reread Fight Club, and this is a phenomenal movie. Phenomenal. It's dead on to the book. It's like the book is literally a screenplay for the movie. And then Sharp Objects, the HBO series, this is worth your time. This HBO series is so good. And then also Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. 17 is most beautiful book that you have purchased this year. That's definitely Miracle Creek by Angie Kim. All I know is that this is a courtroom thriller. I got it on Book Outlet before we canceled Book Outlet. But it's beautiful. Oh God, oh, this one's gonna be hard. Okay, let's see. My TBR. Okay, let's see here. How are we gonna do this? My TBR. Oh. Oh my God, I thought I was done. I'm not. Good God. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. You just freaking watch. I'm gonna hold all these books up and you're all gonna be shook. Okay, gotta make sure none of these books are already read. No, I'm not. Okay. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it, and we're doing it well. Question number 18 is insulting me. It's what you need to read by the end of the year. Can you? This is my current TBR. We're just gonna put that aside. You know what? I got it. I did it the first time, and it's done now. I need to read all of these books. And my TBR is even longer than that because I do have quite a few audiobooks that I need to read. But yeah, the list is long and it's only gonna get longer. Okay, you've heard it before and you're hearing it now too. Okay, 19 is also insulting, but it is favorite post that you've made this year. Now, I am super new and I have not made really any posts, but I would definitely say that of the ones that I have made, I would say that my review for the guest list is my favorite one I've done so far because it had the most editing involved. I had started on a new software, so yeah, I like that one the best. And the last question, question number 20 for 2020. Oh my God, is that a thing? Is there like the... Okay. Question 20 is favorite person in the book community. I have 3 favorites. Is that okay? I hate doing this. I hate picking multiple answers, but I have 3 favorites. Gabby from Gabby Reads, Lala from Books and Lala, and then Noelle Gallagher. Oh my God, they're all so amazing. Noelle is somebody that I more recently started watching, and I really, really love her. And Lala was like one of the first booktubers I ever fell in love with, and I still watch every single video she comes out with. I'm obsessed with her, and her hair is the prettiest thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and she's so cool. And then Gabby is the person that I cannot wait to hear her opinion. Like, I cannot wait to hear her opinion. I love picking up books that she suggests, but those are definitely my favorite people in the booktube community. All right, well, that wraps up the mid-year book freakout for 2020. I want to thank you so much for watching. It was really a blast. I can't wait until next year when I see what I say then, and then also if I've read this giant TBR. We'll see. But anyway, thank you so much. Again, don't forget that you can leave me a comment if you want to say anything, if you want me to review any of these books, or if there's any book that you want me to review, talk about. I would love to do that. If you have any recommendations for me, if you want me to give you any recommendations, let me know. And if you would like, you could like this video, you could subscribe, and have a great day. And thank you so much again for watching. Bye.